Check 1 2 1 2 check.
One more time.
Check 1 2 1 2 check.
everybody. I'm Miss Millie. I agree with everything that Mary Ann says, totally, 110%. She's precisely right. And it doesn't help when in your paper it says one village, one vision. Don't work like that. One village, one vision. Whose vision is that? Whose vision? Because if it's one vision, damn, look at it. And that's just the truth. If you go over on Sandra, and I told the chief about it, there was an 18-wheeler truck that came off of Black Hawk onto Sandra and squeezed right through. Where that sinkhole is, you got 2 sinkholes over there. And we have a big 18-wheeler truck coming through there. There's a sinkhole over on Burnham, that overpass. You ought to see it. It's really horrific. You know, then I'm right down the street from the farm. There's a one-man demolition crew over there, and he's putting pipes and lead and stuff to the side so he can go and turn it in. That's what I see. There's something wrong with that. I called trustees up and let them know about it. I called different other folks. I tried to call other people that should know to let them know what is going on. Can never get her. There's something wrong with that, especially this one vision. Whose vision is that? This village looks horrific. It looks horrific. It's dangerous. Let's talk about the dangerous trees. Guess what? This past bad weather we had, a great big huge tree, big as me, bigger. It fell over onto the tot lot. The tree's been dead for years. How long have I talked about the dead, dangerous trees? Thank God no children were out there. Right on the tot lot. Right there on, I believe that's Abbott. And speaking of one vision, if you would just let the committees get back together, then there can be more visions and people can do things. I want to be on code enforcement. You ain't did nothing about that. Trustee Fulcher and other trustees have asked you to open it up so the people can be a part of this village. You refuse to do that. You refuse. I don't understand why. That's that one vision, your vision. It's not right. That's all I got to say.
Bernice, O'Brien, and Lewis McMillan.
Yeah. Hello, board, everyone. I'm here tonight to address an issue that came up on July 3rd. Chief, I know you spoke about reinforcing the rules and the laws about tickets and everything and about the fireworks and all, but I want to address that at my house, the 621 received a ticket for some company I had in my house from 2 to 6. They wrote this ticket at 2:15, the officer, and I had guests at my house, and I'm addressing this because the guest don't live in my house, and the address shows that that guest does not live in my house. And why I'm saying that is I know some rules here and laws that states that no parking between 2 and 6 p.m., but I have video of my whole street and block, the whole street and all, showing there's no signs up stating that there's no parking between 2 and 6 p.m. And he received a ticket that was due on July 13th, and that's why we're here. He didn't get a chance to pay it. He refused to pay it because there's no signs anywhere stating no parking 6 p.m. Yes. Also, too, I just want to bring up the fireworks. Did it work? The rules and laws, did it work for the fireworks? Because July 3rd, July 4th, July 5th, it was a whole lot of fireworks going on in our village. And I didn't call anyone because the signs was there. I looked, I came outside to see where they was coming from. I saw the areas, saw one house. I didn't call on purpose because I was trying to see something on my own. And I just want to ask you, Chief, did it work for the new laws for no fireworks in the village? Okay, thanks. That's all I have. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. O'Brien. That ends our public comment. Unfinished business. Item F1A, which is a resolution approving consulting agreement for IT services with GTSAC, Guaranteed Technical Services and Consulting, Inc. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis.
Second.
Second by Williams.
Question.
Brooks has a question.
Are they here today? Or did they take the day off?
I believe they're here.
Yeah, I don't see them. I just wanted to make sure. I know it was a concern. Only section 3A, and it was a term of the conditions. If one party, I don't know if, Felicia, if you can just take a look at that, if you can, section 3A, I want to make sure before we vote on it, do both of us have to agree with the term, like both of them should leave, or if one doesn't want to leave, say if we want to terminate them, they don't want to leave, do that mean they still get stuck? I just wanted to check with that termination language. Although they've been here, let me say this, I know they've been here, and I know they've been a little discouraged, especially by the last board meeting they had left, and I just want to say that, no, please don't take meeting by meeting personally. You're doing a job, and, you know, that was not reflective of you, right?
So with this clause, you can do it anytime mutually. So if you and I decide in writing we're agreeing to terminate this, you know, before the anniversary date, or if we say there's a cause for termination, then we're going to have to give you written notice of that cause, you know, 60 days, at least 60 days prior to.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to double check. I know that I had mentioned it, and it looked like, if I'm not mistaken, it looked like someone made a change. Did you see that, Donna? Did someone somewhat change the wording?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it looks different, a little different than what the last one was, but I know I had conveyed it to the village manager, and she
I'm
conveyed it to them.
not sure if that was one of the ones that I mentioned about the termination agreement, village manager, because I know I've looked at different ones, so I'm not sure.
It said mutual agreement or by either party for reason. And I did, because of the request of trustee, I did FOIA, and I did receive some other contracts, and they had that exact same language in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's the exact same.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
And so in reviewing all the different contracts, there were just slight differences. The price difference per hour range between 100 and 130, and that's between our community, Creek, Richton Park. The other thing was the retainer. There was a $2,000 difference. But the one thing I will say is that, I don't know how complex their situation is, or how many computers they have, how many employees, and I'm sure all that kind of plays a part. So there was a slight difference in that regard, but other than that, the agreements were the same. All the other verbiage was pretty much the same.
Question. So, Manager Scott, I was one to ask for you to forward the other contracts in other communities. I have not seen any of that information.
Yeah.
So you're stating this now. I've asked for it several weeks ago and asked again. What's the status of it? I know we sent the email. You said you was waiting for them to get back to you on the other communities. So if you received it, why didn't I receive it? I requested it.
You could have FOIA'd it, but I just...
No, I asked you to FOIA, and you FOIA'd it, and you did, so you're saying you received it, but I never got it.
Yeah.
So I can't base it off of what you read. That's why I asked for you to provide me that information. So I would like to have the information. I cannot vote. That was the part of the reason why I was not able to vote on this, because I have not received it. Also, the rate that they have here of $130, as of right now in bills payable, is $120. So why would we even pay them more when they're already being charged $120?
I could tell them that you want them to go down $10 an hour.
We're paying them right now. So if we look at our bills payable for the past couple of months of their service, it's $120, but on the contract it's $130. So why would we even increase it when we're already paying them $120? That should be down first off to $120. And why would we be paying a retainer agreement when we could get them to do, they're doing the work now without a retainer agreement? A retainer agreement is for $3,750 per month on top of them coming out, correct?
Yes, and every single, the other contracts that I received do have the retainer.
Okay, well, I don't see that, but they're doing the work now as contract work without a retainer. So even for the bills payable for the past couple of months, what has been about $1,700 a month for their services, but we're gonna pay that plus an additional $3,750 every month and a $7,000 just initial setup fee. They're already set up, so why are we paying $7,000 for initial setup? So I say no. I don't see where we need to have a retainer agreement of services where they're already being contracted out. We've been paying them based off of the hourly rate. We should not be paying a retainer plus hourly rate whenever they come out. And I would have loved to see those
It's not when
contracts.
they come out. The retainer is a retainer. It's not every time they come out.
No, the retainer's every month.
No, it is not.
That's the monthly cost for managed service in your environment is $3,750. This is a monthly service. So every month we have to pay $3,750.
No, ma'am.
Then why does it say the monthly cost?
It says here, and I quote, "There is a $7,000 managed service setup charge, comma, which includes the parts and labor required to facilitate the service. The managed service setup is due on June 1st of 2024. This was given that we had passed this at that time. So that is only a...
That's the first part. Read the next part.
The monthly cost is $37 that month.
$3,750 per month.
Yes, it's not $7,000 a month.
I didn't say 7,000. I said there is a 7,000 managed service setup charge. So that's the initial charge. Plus, after that, we would be paying $3,750 a month just for them to be here, when as of right now, we're not even paying that, and they're still doing a service just for an hourly rate.
And they really did that, extending us a courtesy, and the reality is, they told us if we don't want to do this, that they will provide services till we find someone else, because they came to the board meeting, they saw the drum, and at this point, they've been doing the services for years. Everyone else pays the retainer and the fee. Why should we be?
I don't know if everybody does, because I asked for it and I haven't seen it.
You could have FOIA'd this.
I asked you to FOIA. Not only did I ask you to FOIA, I asked you to FOIA the information. You didn't have a problem with it. Also, I asked what was the other locations, because I could only heard Richton Park, and they stated other ones. So that's why you sent the email saying, yes, I'm going to ask them. They have came. I asked for the information. I was copied on the email, and I didn't get a response. So if I asked the FOIA for the contracts, yes, I could have done it, but I asked you to do it. and I never got it. So you're saying you received the information, but you didn't give it to me. So no, there's no way I could say that everybody else have a retainer. I'm saying that they're doing a service right now, everybody, they're doing a service right now for an hourly rate without a retainer, a monthly retainer. And that's what we should continue on. He has not been back here to be able to speak, so I cannot have the questions to be answered, and I would have loved to have him here once I receive the other retainer agreements, the other contracts that was in other communities. And also, again, $130 is what's on this contract, but we've been paying him $120 since he's been here. So why would we increase it to $130?
In addition, let me jump in right there. The consultant rate, in addition to the $130 an hour, is $90 an hour. So that just seems...
Right, the 90 is the same, I'm sorry, the 90 is the same, that person does get paid the 90, but if we look at the bills payable, it's 120.
It adds up.
It doesn't matter if we were paying it along. If we're able to save money, that's the whole purpose, is to make sure we have good contracts. That's something that we do not have here, is good contracts. So that's why I'm asking for the information, and that we should be basing our vote on this information. Again, we are paying for contract services by hourly rate as of right now. For one of them is less, and there even is increase here for 10, and that's without a retainer. Now they want to put in a retainer for $3,750 per month, along with an hourly rate. You all should be looking at that.
Anybody else?
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Go ahead, trustee.
I just want to go back on the amount of funds. So I guess if I calculate this right, it would be $45,000 already automatically going to them, plus this year would be an automatic $7,000 setup. So that brings us to 52.
Is that the annual basis that you come up with?
Yeah, I'm looking at 52, but that doesn't include the hourly raise that Trustee Fulcher is talking about. We budgeted for IT for how much, Ms. Scott?
Approximately $125,000.
Ms. Scott, we cannot hear you.
She said 125,000.
Ms. Millie, please stop yelling out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I told you that time. Please speak into the mic. It's not hard to do.
So 120,
Among yourself, you have to be with us.
125 minus 52,000. So that's 73,000 that we have left in the pot. And I'm assuming that with the retirement of our employee for IT, is that where we're going to take that money from, Ms. Scott? Mm-hmm. Okay.
50 staff.
Okay, I yield my time, Mayor. I just wanted to calculate it.
Anybody else? Because we got a motion and a second.
May I just ask, Mayor, did we add anything else to the IT budget outside the salary? I want to say I seen something else that we added more funds to it. Was it like in a case of emergency or system?
I don't think so. That was for a personnel.
Oh,
There's money separate for insurance.
okay, because I thought I seen more funds in there for that. Okay.
And it also included the equipment for the lease of the computers that we have.
There we go. Okay. I knew I went crazy. Okay. And so, and let me just make sure, these funds here is to replace
The
personnel that we did have. We're using a company from here out. Okay.
But can I say something? I just want to respond that, yes, this does, but it doesn't mean that we have to meet that exact amount. We could be also using that for additional things, just like Ms. Mary Ann said, beautification within the community or the roads. So, not to go after you, trustee, but I'm just stating the fact that the goal is we have a budget, but we don't have to always meet that budget all the way at the top. If we can save money, that's the goal, and we could use those funds for somewhere else. I yield my...
All right, well,
Yeah, Mayor, and trustee, I just want to make sure that if we know we have the 52, we know already we have 52, I just want to make sure that we understood that the amount of money that they're asking, that we have that money ready and available, because here's the problem that I think everyone can agree on. And probably that's why he and along other vendors at some point felt that the village, we never have money to pay our bills. I can say that has changed. We're not giving money over to the golf course, so those millions are not going out. We're not, we're not spending money recklessly. So I just want to make my point that if we're going to use this company, that we make sure we use it from that money from that line item, in which, I don't think our system, I would actually, I know what the last time he was here, he said we was a little outdated. So that's why I asked about that second, didn't we have money? Because at some point, University Park is going to have to upgrade this system. Because the residents, the people, the town surrounding us are just leaving us in the dust.
We're very outdated.
Paying bills, even if Miss O'Brien wanted to pay that ticket, she can't pay the ticket. She has to do it by almost like we're in the Stone Ages. So that's why I asked. I thought I'd seen a second pot of money in that budget for us to use. I yield my time.
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Trustee Thompson and Trustee Williams.
The $7,000 for the setup fee, since they are working here, did you try to negotiate with them to maybe reduce that? They're already working.
They said no. So the setup is for them to come out. They're also doing a complete audit of services and needs. They have done a lot of work since they've been here on the back end, cleaning up a lot of systems and computers that were, for lack of a better word, intertwined, and just getting servers back up, in each department. They've been in the police department, they've been in public works, they've been in Village Hall, they've been everywhere. So they have been doing a comprehensive audit of all of our systems and everything, and our servers. They've been working in the server room across from my office.
But the question was, did you try to negotiate to get rid of that fee?
Yes, they told me no.
Trustee Williams.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, that we were paying the previous ITT $125,000
Plus,
and plus
insurance.
his insurance,
Plus the bills from this.
plus the bills, plus we were still paying this gentleman who was actually doing the work, we were paying him as well. So it's not just $125,000, it's the insurance plus whatever amounts we were paying him, seems like pretty much on a regular base. So that was quite a bit of money that we were already spending out for somebody that was doing the work.
As opposed to masquerading.
Right, so what I'm looking at is, they have proven to be the company that has been doing our work for 8 to 10 years. They're the same company that when we used to have, I can't think of that dispatching service we used to have a long time ago. What was it? EastCom.
Yeah.
And then it went to Laraway, and these are the same people that did the whole
Upgrade.
Technology for Laraway in Joliet. So I don't have a question about them doing the work because they have delivered. I just want to make sure we're dotting the i's, crossing the t's, but they have definitely proven to be the people that have done the work and, in my opinion, should continue to do it.
Thank you, Trustee. Anybody else? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden.
Votes aye.
Trustee Folger.
Votes no.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Brooks.
Vote side.
Mayor Revere.
Vote aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution R 2024-14.
All right, item F2 under new business, item F2A, a resolution authorizing the execution of a 6-month lease agreement for 100 Town Center with American Smiles. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis.
Second.
Second, McFadden.
Question.
Thompson.
So the gentleman who came and brought us this idea before, we asked to see what the point was.
I think what this is just like you did for Mr. Taylor over there. It's just a temporary 6-month storage. It's not the actual program. It's just a temporary storage in the rear of the facility.
So now we're a storage facility?
No, just temporarily. No.
Temporarily we're a storage facility?
I mean, he's a good tenant. You know, it's up to the board's pleasure, but I don't have a problem with
100 Town Center.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead,
you
Trustee.
finished, Trustee? Okay. Mayor, recognize?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think he is here today, right? Yeah. So let me just say, I know that this would be year 7 with me dealing with him, and he was a very good tenant. He was willing to put more money into it. Don't know if I'll be around next year. You know, that decision is not made, but I'll say this while I am here on the board, because everyone should get their flowers when they're here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate what you do when it comes to spending money and the amount of money you keep investing into this town center.
Yes.
And what you do with your facility. So one thing, and I appreciate the first year I had on this board, I was green, but I appreciate the words that you gave me about God and so forth, especially if you knew what just happened with my episode with me being ill. I still respect you for those words you said, so I just want to say thank you. My vote tonight would be yes. It's only because you have been a person of your word. I do believe you want to take 100 Town Center and do something with it compared to what happened
before.
Who was in there, you know. I didn't try to run them away, but you know, I just thought that it was odd that we have a building where people say you have water and they stuck cases of water at our window and said we're open and, you know, put us through the ringer. So I just want to say thank you again, and tonight you have my vote, and I appreciate everything you've done since I've been up here for the past 7 years and investing your money into the town center.
Anyone else? Trustee, wait a minute. Trustee Tim, you had your mic on. Did you want to make a comment or no?
No, I was telling him that I too thank him because he has been a top-notch tenant.
Good steward.
In our township. And he's a good person, and I'm glad to see him still here and still thriving and still trying to do something. He didn't leave us. He pays his rent on time, so we can appreciate that. I thank you too, sir. Thank you.
All right. Trustee Lewis?
I just want to say the program that you presented as bringing the students here to learn, I think you should embellish on that. Bring that program to University Park.
If I may take a question.
Yes, please do, because you had a vision.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You have a vision to bring students here to teach dental work.
Yes, that's true.
And I think you should get your paperwork together, get your vision together, bring it back to the board.
And Trustee Lewis and University Park residents will be able to get all of their dental work done for free, whether it's a full mouth implant or whatsoever. So that would be a good cause to support.
And that supports, you support our community. You've been supporting it for a long time. And I thank you for coming to our community. And please, please do speak.
Hey guys, let's go ahead. Let's go.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I have to tell you, I'm extremely humbled. I I've been very welcome to this community.
Just for the record, would you please announce your name?
Yes, my name is Keith Crittenden, and I'm the owner of United Dental Resources, technically what we go by the brand America Smiles. And from the moment I first made contact with University Park, I've been nothing but extremely welcomed, treated extremely well, past administrations, current administrations. And I was a little brokenhearted by some of the earlier speeches. Everyone's entitled to their perspective. I want to share my perspective. I drive a lot. I like to drive, and I actually like to drive in the snow. And University Park stands out every winter. When I'm traveling from one community into this community, these roads are done better than anyone else. And I will tell you that in this, I've got motorcycles. I won't tell you how many I own. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. But I like to ride motorcycles. When I'm riding throughout this area, I see all these grass cutters cutting everywhere, keeping the place well-groomed. When I come in from the west and I get to that four-way stop, I think it's beautiful. When I come in from the south on Western Avenue, it's beautiful. So my opinion is that folks who's ever pulling the triggers here is doing a wonderful job keeping this community nice, safe. I was here for the car show. It was fun being one of 2 white people in the parking lot.
No, man, you are one of 10.
Oh, you're lying. But just to be embraced by the community here, I just love what you folks are doing here. So let me reiterate. I'll give you the real short version. I want to occupy all of Suite 100. Yes, I want to teach young people how to make false teeth. There's a shortage. There were 60,000 dental lab technicians in America in the year 2004. We're down to 30,000. We've lost half of them in the last 20 years. There were 18,000 dental labs like me. We're down to 4,000 dental labs in the nation. It's an industry that needs young people, and I want to teach young people. The plan that I have is I want to do continuing education for dentists. I want them to pay me big money to come learn how to do complex cases. Our study cases will be residents of University Park. Not only will now we're not doing free dentistry for everyone in residence in University Park. When we pick a candidate for a case, they will get it free. In fact, we'll pay them for their chair time to make sure they show up. But everything has to happen in small steps and small increments. I've been trying to get a permanent lease deal on Suite 100. There's been some frustration with zoning and some other issues, so we didn't meet our deadlines. But I have a deadline to get, I have to leave a facility in Crete August 30th. We've been producing ahead of schedule. We're 3 months ahead of schedule. I'm going to try desperately to get a permanent lease deal on 100. While I'm working desperately to get the permanent lease deal, I'm asking, please, may I have a 6-month storage agreement? We're ready to write one check for $6,000 for 6 months to just set our stuff in the building. Put plastic sheets over it, not plug anything in. We want to set it there, work aggressively to get a permanent lease deal. If we can't, we'll get a lease deal somewhere else. But while I'm giving the university the opportunity, and me the opportunity to be here to work out the lease deal, I need short-term storage. And that's the only reason why I'm asking for it.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Questions?
We got a motion and a second. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Hottie flashes.
Welcome to the club.
You got it, both.
Both sides. I'm here.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Vote side, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution.
Congratulations, Mr. Crittenden. You're quite welcome. Hey, I believe in that vision, Doc. We've been talking about we can make a dream turn into a reality. All right, next.
Can I give the resolution?
Huh?
Resolution.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, you get to start getting all these over 60, you start having these hat flashes for men. Item F2B. Oh, yes, ma'am. Come on with the resolution number, Madam Clerk.
That's R 2024-15.
Thank you so much.
15.
15, R 2024-15, gotcha. Item F2B, a motion to accept and ratify the recommendations of the Plan Commission relating to items F2C and F2D. Go ahead. Just moved by Trustee Lewis?
Second.
Second by McFadden? Okay.
I got a question.
Yes, go ahead, Trustee Thompson.
So I went to the Plan Commission meeting, and for F2D, I thought it was a really great idea, but I have more questions, so how do we handle that? I have more questions that I need answered before.
The young man's here.
For F2D.
F2D?
That's for the food truck.
He's here?
Where's?
Yeah, he's right there.
I didn't even see. Okay, I have a couple questions. Okay,
You normally in a suit.
No, that's where I normally.
okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good to see everyone.
Welcome back.
Remember,
thank you.
I asked you about how you're gonna manage the traffic, and you said you were gonna come down that little driveway and then build your driveway onto that driveway. Do you have to have a permit for that, and do you already have it?
For the, we have all the permits that are necessary to move forward. Tonight is the last thing we need, the vote.
No, you didn't answer the question. So you're gonna come down this driveway to the Metro lot. Whose driveway is that?
University Park.
And you have the permit to build your driveway onto that driveway?
That's correct. We have everything we need to move forward. Tonight is the last vote that we need.
Okay.
All right.
I have questions. I wasn't at the Planning Commission meeting.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is.
All right,
I really think this should have been presented at a CAL meeting for a discussion, so everybody, the residents, and all of us could be aware of what's going on. I have none. I looked at pulled up the parcel ID information to see where it's located. I see where it's located, which is right by the Metro, but what the actual plan is, I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's in the, trustee, it's in the recommendation and in the description.
No, it's not. It's just the recommendations from the Planning Commission. It just says for a lot. It doesn't show anything, any information. So I don't know what is actually being presented, and I think it should have been something presented at a CAL meeting for discussion.
So I don't mind giving a brief explanation if that's okay, because I'm super excited about this. I'll start by saying my family and I are the only black-owned frozen yogurt company in the state of Illinois. The company's in my daughter's names, and we're already off to a great success. We have contracts with Amazon. We have a partnership with Governor State University. We have contracts with Southwest Airlines as well as Chicago Public Schools. So I'll start there. I made a promise to myself when I was an elected official that I would take every penny that I earned from being an elected official and find a way to invest it back into my community. So I didn't spend a penny when I was an elected official, and this is my investment back into the community. So the parcel number that you looked up is the land that I bought, and what I'm going to do, something that I learned when I went to Recon, is that if you provide an opportunity for a restaurant to come into your community where it's not very high risk, meaning that they don't have to bring brick and mortar or they doesn't have to actually rent, and they can get an idea if this is a place that they would like to be. This is why I came up with the idea of a food truck court. I was at Recon and I was talking to my favorite restaurant, which is Zaxby's, and Zaxby's was telling me that they don't build restaurants past Indianapolis, but they said if they had an opportunity to where it wasn't such a high risk that they may consider. So I think you actually spoke on the same thing, Ms. Fulcher, about something you learned at Recon, because I believe a business owner told you something similar, that if you could find a way that was low risk, then they might take a chance on the community. You might wonder why mobile. Why mobile? Mobile because one of the other things that's a deterrent from restaurants actually coming to the community is the water crisis. And if you have a mobile park, you don't have to use the water in the Village of University Park. The water can actually come from any source because you have fresh water tanks within your trucks. So not only does this provide a low-risk opportunity for restaurants to come to our community, it also eliminates the barrier of restaurants coming while we're dealing with this water crisis. There's not a better idea. Governor State is super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. This allows me the opportunity to bring multiple restaurants to the community at one time. We already have a commitment from Beggar's Pizza. So we're looking at a couple more restaurants to commit. We have a very thorough vetting process. So when I talk about food trucks, you've probably seen the food truck that's up in Park Forest. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about high-end food trucks. I'm talking about people that have home kitchens and restaurants. They have presentation. Everything looks very professional. If you've seen our yogurt truck, it's a $200,000 yogurt truck that we've built. The presentation is beautiful. And as I said, we're the only black-owned yogurt company. It's family-owned, it's family-ran, and we're right here in University Park. So in a nutshell, that's what we're doing. We've been going through the process of getting everything that we need. We got the approval from the committee earlier this week, and this is our last approval that we need.
So what's the plan? You're saying several. So what is the overall plan? What are you trying to do? What needs to be done there, I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Great question. So the way that the ordinance is currently written, you can't build a lot unless you have a primary building. So I had to get a variance to build a lot without having a primary building. We decided not to go brick and mortar because of the water situation right now. We thought mobile would be the best route to go.
So you're looking to build a parking lot?
That's it.
Oh. Okay.
Right, that's what. Right, that's what.
That's what it is.
Right.
We got to go through this process because the way the ordinance is written, you can't build a parking lot unless there's a primary structure. The ordinance was written in the early 70s.
So when I was looking at that spot, I do know, and I hear a lot from a lot of residents and commuters and people, that the traffic right there is pretty bad, especially with the train. We got the Governor State, and you also have the Metro and the bus station. And even like Trustee Lewis was saying, asking the police to escort them to be able to get out. I really think it's going to be a very difficult time for those going in and going out, that it's going to be very difficult, and I think it'll be much more impeding on those that's trying to get home or when they're trying to make it to the train. I really think that's it's very difficult right now. So if you add in from that spot right there, how in the world would anybody turn in, get out? They're going to be stuck. The traffic, people trying to go. I just think it's a lot going on in that spot. I'm not sure if there's other spots, but that spot is really already hectic.
So the beautiful thing is you guys announced that in the future there's going to be a stoplight put there.
Yes, sir.
So I'll be there. I'll be here for years to come. So I would say we wouldn't want to deter a business owner from bringing multiple restaurants to our community, especially if we've already got confirmation that a stoplight is going to be there soon. All the commuters would love something there for them to have coffee and donuts in the morning.
Would you?
This will be the only location that the students that live in the dorm at Governor State can actually walk to. They have a path that walks right to the food truck court. Unlimited opportunities. People that stuck by a train may want to stop over and grab a bite to eat. So I think I hear you 100%, but I don't think that would deter us for allowing a business owner to bring a business to the community. Absolutely not.
May I be recognized?
So we got to...
Wait, hold on, I'm still, which is fair, and never discouraging any entrepreneur or business owner to want to come to our community, but we also got to make sure that it's in the right spot where it's not going to hurt the community and the businesses that's surrounding it. Of course, it's a great idea. I've tried the yogurt and the peach cobbler. It was good. It was great because I like peach cobbler. So I have no idea. I would have loved it to be in another area. That's my only concern. I just see the concern because we have concern as of right now when there's no food trucks spaces there.
And throughout this process, just to make it clear, I had to send certified letters to all the businesses and all the neighbors to the food truck court. They're all in support, 100%, from Speedway to Carvana to Governor State University, to the neighbors that are there, to Metro. Everyone is excited about it.
So, and just for the record, because I'm always in support of food and communities, and you have to have that future vision, because someone like you, Mr. Franklin, I thank you for actually going through the process, because someone else could have bought the property, stayed within the zoning that it was, didn't have to come to the board and build something that wouldn't benefit anybody. So I appreciate you putting something good on that corner that's going to benefit people. And Trustee Lewis, I'm quite sure will be one of your customers, because she's a Metro person at least 4 to 5 days a week, if this thing goes through.
Walking over and having some yogurt.
I can't. So,
May I be recognized?
yes, sir.
We stuck for 13 minutes anyway when the train come back.
Trustee well, I'm used to saying Trustee Frank. Well, actually, that title is always honorable no matter what once you win.
I think he should come.
But do you have like a layout or printout that we can visually, I'm more of a visual person, that you show how the layout would be when you pave, where the cars are parked, all that thing, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Through the process I just went through with the planning commission, we had to do all of that. So we made sure that everything was done correctly.
Do we have it? No, but I didn't see it.
The recommendation. It might
The
be-
diagram. I'm just asking for the diagram. I read everything. I just wanted the
I'll
diagram.
get it over to you.
Yeah, if you just give me a diagram, I just wanted to see it. Okay. Okay.
We have porta potties out there. We have the trucks designed so it's not crowded. Just a couple trucks. We have some picnic tables. Everything is mapped out to a T.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's all I wanted was a diagram. Other than that, I concur with what you're saying.
Through our vetting process too with the food trucks, any other food truck owners, we're going to have what we call fundraiser Fridays, where 10% of the food truck profits is going to have to go back into the University Park Youth Athletic Association. So we're already thinking about ways that we can ensure that they're willing to contribute to the youth within the community.
Thank you so much. We got a motion in a second. Then no more other questions. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. So, did I hear the motion in the second right? Did we combine those items?
2C and 2D.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
This is 2D. That's to ratify. We on the
Yes.
ratify first, right?
All right, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Right, clerk? No. We didn't do a roll call on 2B. That was to ratify.
Right. Go ahead, roll call now. This is the roll call is on item F2B because we hadn't ratified yet. We went to questions. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Trustee Williams. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides of ratify.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Motion carries.
All right. So, is there a motion for item F2C and F2D? No. You have to make them. Someone has to make a motion to consider them both as one.
Mayor,
No, I would like to-
for F2C and F2D is one item.
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Fulcher.
Votes no.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye. Congratulations, guys. Mr. Solar Farm, you there? You're done as well? Thank you. Yes, sir. Mr. Solar Farm, you're done as well, too? That was the same one? Yes, sir. We did them all as one. But listen, I would like to just read it for the record so people could understand what everything was going on. For item F2C, this was a motion authorizing the approval of a request by U.S. Solar / Ryerson Steel for a solar farm as a special use in the industrial district under 1260-04 at the property located at 23301 South Central Avenue, identified by the partial identification numbers of 21-14-04-100-00 21-1405-000 and 21-1404-200-12-000. So basically what that is saying that the solar farm is going to be powering Ryerson Steel, which is right next door to it.
Right side, correct?
Yep. So that's the progress of the future. That's another thing, Miss Evie. And the other item is item F2D regarding Trustee Franklin, a motion authorizing the approval for a variance to allow the proprietor, Donzel Franklin, establishment of an accessory structure prior to the establishment of a principal structure in the B2 district at the property identified with the partial identification number 24-1403-300-06, blah, blah, blah. And that's basically what it is for the record for the general public. All right? Awesome. All right, here we go.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Why, certainly.
First off, I want to say thank you guys for carrying that motion. Long story short, we were here 2 years ago, and we needed the approval to get the state approval, and we got the state approval, and then didn't realize that there was a cutoff date within the original ordinance, so that's why we're here today. We're working through getting our financing at the moment, hopefully within the next few days here, and then I've been in talks with Sean Richards about getting kind of building permits, hopefully then secured within the next few days as well. So I appreciate us being able to get on this agenda. I know I might have bothered Liz a few times, but I appreciate all of that as well. But we need to be able to show our financiers that final permit, and I just want to understand what we should expect on having that piece of paper, so we can
What's his name?
and what kind of timing that looks like.
So in the next couple of days, I should get the signed documents from the clerk, and then we can go forward. We can actually set up a meeting with Public Works, with code enforcement, as well as the inspectors, so that we can map out a plan, and we can sit down, and if you have your scope of work, and when you plan on, your timeline, and we can work on that together.
So we've already sat down with code enforcement. I've spent a lot of time with Gwen and Sean, and we've already submitted for building permits.
Okay, I'll check with them because it may take it depends. I know that I believe Richards is on vacation till Monday, so I'll follow up with code enforcement to make sure you get those permits.
I'm actually, so we're supposed to get a response from your third-party reviewer on Monday regarding our initial submittal.
That being enough?
I was more just curious on the special use permit and the variance on when we would have that, because that's actually what I need to show first.
I'll see if I can get that to you by Friday.
Okay, that would be really
Let me talk to them tomorrow, okay?
Okay, no, thank you guys.
And call me because you have my number on my side.
And just for the record, would you announce your name, please?
Yeah, Ryan and Neil with you.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, 1 second, Mayor.
Or an idea for you.
Yes.
Next time come with solar, so we can give energy back to the residents. I mean, not solar, wind turbines.
Them things don't work.
Yes, they do, Donald Trump, yes, they do.
You called me Donald Trump. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
Ryan, what's your last name?
I'm getting you.
A-G-N-O-N.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, next item on here is item F2. Have a good one, Ryan, thanks. We'll do everything we can to help out. And then make mention of that because we would also like to have solar power in our communities for the future.
We'll definitely be in touch.
Thanks, Doc. Item F2E, a resolution approving the appointment of a deputy clerk, a resolution approving the appointment of a deputy village clerk. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Thompson,
Second.
second by Brooks.
Questions?
And the name is Melindra Embry. Got a motion and a second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Oh, yeah, the question.
No, I said, Is there any questions?
Question? No, he was
I'm
asking.
so quiet.
Okay.
Question?
Okay, so this person is union or non-union?
Union.
Okay, and with that being said, if she's going to serve as the deputy clerk, is she going to be getting paid overtime according to the union scale, or is there just a stipend set aside for her as a deputy clerk?
There's a stipend set aside just for deputy clerk.
So it won't tie into any overtime for union pay?
That's correct.
I want to make sure of that. Then, if she's going to be working that position, this won't interfere with her day-to-day operations, her work that she's doing, her regular 9 to 5, because you know you get a lot of FOIA requests.
No.
A lot.
No, it should not.
Okay, because I don't want to jeopardize what a person is supposed to be doing on a daily basis and then have to worry about getting our FOIAs and other things done in a timely fashion.
Okay.
So that's been looked into, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is HR? Is HR supposed to be in
Please don't be yelling out no more. No. Trustee Brooks.
Yes, Madam Clerk, would this relieve any of the duties that you have been bombarded with hiring her, one deputy clerk? Will you be needing another one, or I know you had spoke about a plan?
No, not at this time. I would not need a second deputy.
Okay. I yield my time.
I have another point. Okay, so working this position, and then we have executive sessions, and this person would be privy to our personal information regarding employees, et cetera. Would it be possible for her to be recused when it comes to something like that?
That's correct.
This could be really touchy and go for the employees, and to have her in the room and working in the village hall. You understand?
That's correct.
Be a conflict of interest, I think.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. So I want to make sure that if we're doing this, that we cover all bases.
Ms. Williams, personal and confidential files she would not have access to. Attending the executive session, she would not necessarily, if you guys wanted her excused, she would not attend.
Okay, I only say it because the last deputy clerk was privy to everything. No stone was unturned, that she was not in the room. So I'm just making sure if we're going to do this, we do it the right way.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my biggest concern.
Yes, ma'am.
And like I said, because sometimes union versus non-union plays a part, so that's what I'm looking at.
Okay, thank you.
Also, Mayor, can I be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
I would like more input from HR to, my mic don't work. It don't work. Hello. It ain't coming up. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I would just like to have more information from Ms. Berry. Her input. I saw she sent the email, but I still want to see. She's not here. And I would like to hear what she has to say regarding this, since she is HR.
But I don't know, Madam Clerk, you could correct me if I'm wrong. It's the clerk's choice who she chooses, and in the past, because we're always talking about the past. So in the past, it's been somebody that was working another position, and then they were the deputy clerk. Because other than that, then you'd have to get somebody from the outside. You have to choose somebody, you would have to choose somebody from the outside, and it's only...
I'm
sorry, is that my
It's only
mic?
a stipend, so I don't, clerk.
So it's just a stipend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
So
just,
so how do, I don't know. how-
no, I was just asking because I know Ms. Berry has a lot of information about ASME, you know, and I just want to know how's that playing with the union
But
and
the
all
deputy
that.
clerk's work is not union work, so. Madam Clerk,
I
am I
thought it
right?
was.
If I could,
Am I right?
yes, as a matter of fact, and I did send an email to the board today, when Council 31 of ASME and the village negotiated the contract for Local 3837, the deputy clerk was not excluded from the bargaining unit because that person is not a department head. That person is an employee. This has been, with the exception of Suzanne Fratello, she's the only employee who was exempt from the bargaining unit because of her administrative duties, that she was considered a department head. Department heads are not in the union. Everybody else and every other deputy that I've had were in the bargaining unit once the bargaining unit was equated, and that was more than 20 years ago.
So another question I have is, don't the deputy clerk have to live in the village?
No, no. And that's in the resolution.
Can I say something? So I did see Ms. Berry's email, and there isn't anything statutorily which prohibits the union member from being the deputy clerk. There are some towns that actually they do that. The only thing that you do need to be concerned about, and I think that's why we're talking about the previous deputy clerk, was because excluded from ASME's bargaining unit are confidential employees. So those employees, meaning, of course, as you know, they can't have access to certain information. Well, that didn't happen before. But that is Madam Clerk's responsibility to make sure that that's not happening. And so, because she will then be assigning the duties, or, you know, like, I need you to do this. These are the things that I need you to do. So that's where I think we have to make sure that that's being monitored. Like, there is no access to the confidential information. Because the deputy clerk, I think sometimes people think, well, she just gets to do everything the clerk does. Well, that's not true. And it really isn't. So I think that's where I just wanted to make sure, you know, like I said, it's nothing prohibiting a union member from being the deputy clerk, but we just have to make sure we're monitoring the access or what she's being allowed to do, because confidential employees are not, she shouldn't have access to everything that Madam Clerk has access to. That's just the long and short of it. Right.
I think that was a conflict the last time.
Yeah, let me recognize, Mayor. I'm just going to say I'm glad that Felicia brought that up, because today I did take a look at the Illinois compiled statute, and then also made a call or two in reference to that role. And it is all aligned with what Felicia just said. And, you know, at this point, the duties would fall back on, you know, the clerk, especially those sensitive things that the clerk would have to, may have to address. So in saying that, I want to say at least that I did look at the statute to see would whether it's a union person or any of those questions that were brought up tonight, would it prohibit the clerk's choice of appointment, and I did not find anything. So I just want to put it out there that we all know that in order to graduate from any law school and police academy, you have to know the Illinois compiled statute, and I did reread it 3 times today. However, I think if someone says that there's confidential things that needs to be addressed, or if there's exec session, I think that, we don't need to allow look, don't make the mistakes you made before. I think that's what we probably need to stand at that crossroad with. If we know we're going to exec session in reference to an employee, I guess that's something that we all have knowledge. If she's here and the clerk's not here and she's here and she was in exec session, this is my position. You knew it. You didn't say nothing, and we had exec session, and it was done. So, once you know better, you do better, and that's what we have to stand on with this one. And I yield my time.
I have a question. Madam Clerk, what exactly what needs to be done with the deputy clerk? Does she have to be certified or anything? What is the process for the deputy clerk?
It has always been the practice that the deputy clerks would also get training at the Municipal Clerks Institute and Academy. That's held once a year. It's a 4-day training session, and we have renowned educators from all over the country or presenters or the instructors, because this organization is also internationally. There are 27 foreign countries that are part of the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. So clerks are the only elected officers who have a training institute where they teach us how to become the best for our board, for our managers, for our mayors. So, yes.
Does she have to be is it a FOIA certified? Is that a process that needs to be done? Any classes?
In the classes, they do teach.
But I'm saying she don't have to be certified to do FOIAs, or is she doing FOIAs? Is there any other thing that needs to be done?
No, she does not have to be certified, not coming in, but I would insist.
Okay. And this position is an appointed position, so appointed positions are not union capable to be a part of the union. So this is one of the appointed positions.
What did you say, trustee?
No, she is a part.
She is a part of the union.
She's a part of the union, but I'm saying, but as deputy clerk, she's not. That's an
exempt.
She's exempt. She's still appointed. It's appointed position. So that's what I'm saying. It's a stipend. So that
Right.
pay whole thing is separate than her actual pay with the union. So it's on a different scale. I just want to make sure, right?
Yeah, it's just a stipend.
Right. So I just wanted to make sure it's out there that it's separate.
I have a question. I actually have 2. So when she takes the 4-day classes, she won't be paid as an accountant, is that correct?
No.
Okay, so how will she fill in that time? Is it going to be vacation time or PTO time?
When she's paid for FOIA, I'm sorry.
When she goes for the training classes, she receives a stipend, so she's not paid hourly as she is when she is in the union, correct?
No, none of that changes.
So when she goes for a 4-day class, which I assume is during the week because there's only Saturday and Sunday.
It usually starts on Sunday for the beginners.
Right.
Yeah.
So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, those are 3 days?
3 or 4 days.
As an AFSCME member, will she be using her PTO time to take that training?
No, in the past, no employee has had to use their personal time for training.
And I think that is a conflict. I'll say that because that is now bordering on union time. The second thing is, I want to be clear, has this been agreed by AFSCME that she will not be incurring any overtime?
No, I've not spoken with AFSCME.
Okay, but she will not, I want to be sure. So anything after 5 that she does for you
Oh, for me?
will not be paid.
Right.
Any overtime.
Right, for when she's working as the deputy clerk, doing that work. I can't say about other financial duties that might have her occurring
Because my
over.
question and my concern is how are we going to know when it's overtime for AFSCME and when it's going to be working for you? Because she could say she's working overtime, and I also honestly want to know if the union is going to be okay with that. With her as an AFSCME employee, she will be in the office and she will be working. And if there hasn't been any agreement by AFSCME, I would like to confirm that, because if we come to this crossroads and they challenge why she's not being paid, I want to be clear that you said that she wasn't going to be paid overtime.
I'm missing
I think
something.
there's going to be an intersection at some point.
So
I can only go by past 25, 30 years. There has never.
I'm sorry, man, but after you, please go.
So I know historically what's happened. I do not think, I don't agree, let me say that she should, if she's going to a training, that her time not be deducted for taking off from that union. And that's how you have to keep them separate. They're different positions. She's not, so when she's doing her union job is her primary job. When she's doing that job, she shouldn't be doing deputy clerk work.
Right.
Now, how you guys manage that,
It has to be a separation of duties.
But it has to be separation, so to be able to use your union time when you're going to something for the deputy clerk, that doesn't sit well. Now, that's my legal opinion. What you decide to do, that's going to be on you, but that's how you keep them separate. Because then if you're allowing her to use the time from her bargaining unit bank for the deputy clerk, now you're merging.
Exactly.
So that's just...
Has to be separation.
You have to separate it.
So does that mean if she works 9 to 5 for the union, does that mean she can only do clerk work after 5?
Yeah. Right.
No.
Exactly. Say what?
Yes.
If she's working 9 to 5 doing her regular job, okay, so then she's gonna get paid her union pay. But if she's working after 5 and it's for your capacity and not for her paid bills payable, what have you, then that's different. She's not supposed to be getting paid overtime for that.
Not overtime. I'm not understanding. The deputy clerk has always worked the 8 hours per day. And there was no,
Wait,
if
the
I say
deputy clerk worked 8 hours a day?
no, as an employee with the title, with also the title of deputy clerk, they have worked a normal schedule. There has never been a deduction in pay or special time set aside that says, oh, I need you to do this. And it's not like you clock out. If someone comes and needs some assistance, or like now, I need some assistance.
Okay.
The office of the clerk, if I can finish, has no assistance, no one to do filing, no one to say in my absence, attend the board meetings. And I've got crates piled up where 2 other offices were cleared out and put in my office. I need some assistance in getting this done. And until today, there has never been a separation of time set aside specifically to work with the clerk.
I 100% agree that you do need the help. I think that's May 14th, that's what that meeting was about. So I know you need the help, but in the past, we did have someone who was union management. You didn't know who you were sitting at the table with. Am I sitting over here because you helping me as a union rep, or am I sitting over here because you're management now? We didn't know. And as we know now, that didn't work the way you're saying it, because that person was getting monies that wasn't necessarily union work, but was non-union work.
If I may, Ms. Williams, as I understand it, there was an agreement between AFSCME and the village when it no longer had a finance director. And this person was doing those duties as the finance officer and the deputy clerk. And she was appointed deputy clerk in 2012, which means that for 11 years, she served and did the dual roles when needed, as all of the other deputy clerks who were employees of the front office did, as I said, with the exception of Susan Fantello, who was exempt from the union because she was an administrative position.
Well, I feel like that union was out of order. That should have never happened.
It wasn't. Well, they did it. The village agreed with it.
It was out of order. It would have never happened with the Teamsters. No, ma'am. No way, no ma'am.
Absolutely.
No. And they don't have the best reputation, may I add. I'm just saying.
What happened to the assistant that you have now? Are you getting rid of her now?
No, that's a decision that you guys would make. I would love to keep her. Because if you remember, the manager and the clerk shared a secretary, but you had her transferred back to the police department.
I need a home secretary that can spell, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it seems to be like, from the past, there was no separation, but now we're looking for separation between the two of the duties of a union, when she's doing her 9 to 5, and when she has to be deputy clerk, you know. And in the past, we didn't have that. Like trustees and Theo Brooks, we talked about several times. The person wearing too many hats, and it was just confusion. And I think it still would be confusion if we have that. I think we need to dig in a little more, ask the union some questions. How would this separation happen? That's my take on it.
I agree. I agree with Kate.
Because there's no separation, we need to know how, like as Felicia, as the attorney stated, we need to manage how the separation happens for the job. And we need to ask those questions to the union. How do you consider this? How does this pay? How does she get paid when she goes on the training? How does all of that happen? We don't know.
So, question that I have is, I know it's been talked about that we need a deputy clerk, right? So we're saying we need a deputy clerk. The clerk decides on a person to be deputy clerk. It has always been stated that the person was going to be within the inside of the village hall. I'm confused on why all of a sudden now. I understand the whole separation and all that type of stuff. But even from the beginning over the past couple of months, even from just last year, deputy clerk has got to be somebody from inside the office. Everybody in the office is union, except the part-time person, and a director. So it's only 2 people. Everybody else is union, so who else are they supposed to choose? Now, I understand we want to have a separation, but it's a stipend of $2,000. Who's coming here to the village to do any work for $2,000 a year? Okay, this is $2,000 stipend for the whole year. So I want y'all to explain this on how this is all going to work. Who's going to come in to do that, which would be nobody. Will we even want that outside person to come in for $2,000 to be privy to all of our information and sit into our office? No. So it has to be somebody within the office, which it has always been, and that's what it's been before. So I'm confused on why it's all of a sudden now an issue.
Thank you. It's not an issue. That's not an issue. The issue is making sure that we understand this here and now, what that person's responsibilities are, because the last person, without airing them out, it didn't work that way. So we're not trying to go back down memory lane. We're simply trying to make sure that it's understood that this person has a job from 9 to 5, and then anything after that that's not considered overtime for that job is strictly their duties to assist D as the deputy clerk. That's it, that's all. It doesn't matter about the person. We're just making sure that we get that understanding, because we didn't have that before. And we paid dearly for that before.
And that's what Attorney Frazier just said, is the clerk's responsibility to make sure that it happens, and it's going to be our responsibility to make sure that it happens as well. And if it's something like Manager Scott was saying, and she would like to get something from ASME saying, hey, this is what it is, that'd be great to say they would not get over whatever. After the 5 o'clock, they will not be required to receive overtime, especially if they come to board meetings and stuff like that. Whatever time that this board meeting would be ending, that'll be on them. That's a part of that stipend. That's a part of the duty of the deputy clerk. So if we can get that information from them, then that's great.
Yes, because with the last person who had 3 to 4 hats, we had over $30,000 in overtime.
Yeah, and that's not something that it should be.
That's what we're talking about.
Additional pay on top of their regular pay.
So ASME should be a part of the conversation to get whatever thing.
There needs to be more details in that resolution, for sure. I need something in black and white, because I
Right, that's fine. I'm fine with black and white. So to me, I think we need a deputy clerk. The recommendation by the clerk was put out there for an appointment, but it should, along with whatever ASME comes back, we have to make sure we review it and accept that.
And everyone's saying there's nobody in the office. I have to point this out. It's strange to me that everyone's acting like Shirley isn't there.
I didn't say it,
She is not in the union.
but that's why I said she's part-time. That's why I said part-time and director.
4 days a week, 9 to 5. So
5 days a week.
And she's able and willing, and everyone else acts like there's nobody else that can do this in the office, when in fact that is not true. So I have serious concerns about that, and I think, it's easy to say what we did in the past, but we know a lot of the things done in the past didn't work, and I think that when you know better, you should do better. That's all I have to say.
All right. May I ask a question?
Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
So that I'm clear, is this about the person?
No. It's about the fact that the person is in the union. So the issues are confidentiality. The issues are the amount of money incurred to the village in overtime that's not in the budget. The issue is the fact that you do have someone who is non-union, who's already been assisting you, that's able-bodied. And the fact that, what's to say that I can't work on your stuff in my office, in the closed doors, and then turn around and say, I didn't finish my finance work, so I need overtime.
So I think what, because Madam Clerk gets to she does have that option. She can choose her deputy clerk. Okay, that's fine. But I think the reason this is coming out is because as the village manager says what she doesn't want to happen, and I do agree, especially considering your history of you all coming to a point where somebody's like, well, I should be getting paid for this time. Well, no, you shouldn't because you were doing it during this time. So I think that's the concern. I don't think it has anything to do with the person. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. So then that's.
So I tell you guys what, you got two options. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Either you can go ahead and take the roll call vote, or you can make a motion and a second to and amend this and do something different. So it's the pleasure of the board, but we've gone on with this dialogue long enough. So what is the decision? What does the board like to do?
I would motion to amend it to accept based off of the information back from.
You like to do what?
To accept.
To amend, you said?
Right. I don't know. Can we do that? I see you, Attorney Frazier.
No, I was just waiting to hear.
Motion to amend the ordinance or resolution, like we could still vote on it, but it's based off of getting information back from ASME to affirm this information. I don't know.
So it's
We need ASME and HR.
that's better.
I say the table. That's fine.
It's already there that the clerk administer the duties. It's already in there, whereas the clerk administer the duties of the, she's appointed by the deputy clerk to administer duties of the village clerk. And during the occasional absence of the village clerk, it's right after section B.
But she can't do anything.
So that's
right. And if I'm not mistaken, because I've done it before, and I think I kind of laugh at the clerk about it. We're not going to, I don't think any trustees want to sit up here and take minutes.
No.
You know, so I think that what she's going to be, yeah, we glad that she's going to, be taking the minutes and doing those things in the absence of the clerk. My experience and this is just my experience as chairman of the Police and Fire Commission and trustee, usually the clerk at the deputy clerk at Village Hall, whatever work, unless I'm not there 24/7 like Madam Village Manager, but normally I've seen it where if I need something, hey, Madam Clerk said you have this for me, and the deputy clerk usually hand it to me. It doesn't impede their duties, or say for instance, if there's something, well, we're already handing out stickers by other people, but it just seems like everything is already, when it was the deputy clerk, it was at a minimum. But I get it too. Also, Madam Village Manager has a point about salary, and if you stand, I couldn't do this because of this. I get that, but I think it's already written in the ordinance of the primary function that if she's not here to take minutes and so forth, that the deputy clerk would be doing it. And we won't have to ask Karen or ask Donna or I'm not going to do it. It's too much writing for me. No. So I yield my time.
So there's hold up. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Then there was another motion by Trustee Fulcher for an amendment. Then there was another motion by Trustee Lewis for another amendment. So Trustee Fulcher's amendment was to ratify pending determination from the union. Right. Trustee Lewis's motion, Trustee Lewis's thing was the table. So which one takes precedent?
Wait a minute.
Whichever one gets the, we take a motion and a second, whichever one gets the votes is the one that count. Okay, so this first motion will be on, what's your motion, Trustee Fulcher?
Wait a minute. Is it the first motion that's
Right. So what was she wanted to amend it and say something, but what was your amendment?
Well, can we just take it till we speak with the union and HR?
Okay, yes, ma'am, but sure, it's the pleasure of you guys, but I'm just trying to get what
change.
The union The union doesn't, this doesn't have anything to do with the union. This has to do with how you all want to manage. And so I don't, the union could say they don't want to talk to us because this isn't, they don't have to talk to us about anything, and then we're just going to be right back here at, square one. I think that it's just a concern about, I think you all are talking about maybe amending the ordinance or something, but that's different than, right. I mean, if you just, the resolution is just whether you're approving her appointment of the deputy clerk.
That's it, nothing else changed.
Now, right.
Except it's me to appoint a deputy clerk. Nothing's changed. I've appointed deputy clerks 4 or 5 in my tenure.
Okay.
Nothing's changed.
Well, we could move forward.
Donna, okay, so,
You decide what
you finished with your motion, Donna? You done? Trustee Lewis, what's your motion? No.
It's the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one.
All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Fulcher, where am I?
And this is?
Both sides.
To a point.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides with clarification.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes aye.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Abstain.
Okay. Can we swear in?
Okay. Swear in.
Ooh, thank you. Miss Emery. I was kind of wondering. It's been a long time coming. Little rocky road getting here. But I am excited, and I am happy that this young lady accepted to become the deputy clerk. We have discussed, and she's aware of a lot of what, is expected of her from me, and also from the finance director and from the village. I hope by her being the deputy clerk, and you got to what? Yeah. Take that target. She has been an exemplary employee all of the years that she has been here. with no reprimands. She doesn't take off just for the sake of taking off. She's been reputable, and she is very accessible, kind of family-oriented, and works hard. So thanks again, Board, for allowing me the opportunity to appoint Marlindra Emery. So we're going to get down. Okay. If you would repeat after me. I, Marlindra Emery, having been duly appointed to the office of Deputy Village Clerk in and for the Village of University Park, counties of Will and Cook, Illinois, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Village Clerk according to the best of my ability. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So we're going to scratch item F2G. Okay, go ahead. I know, but item F2G, we're asked to table that. Yeah, and item F2G until September to the Illinois Chiefs could be here.
You need a motion?
In the second one. So I'm waiting on the clerk. Yeah, Jim. Yeah. I'm waiting on the
What day is the
Yeah.
night off?
Because they want to be here when they give that life-saving awards to those guys, which is good.
That's what we're tabling, right?
Yes, ma'am. I remember when I was an officer back in the 70s.
We're not doing our reports tonight.
You were in Vietnam in the 70s. You didn't become an officer till
You lying. Where? Oh, come on. I didn't know that.
Item F2F, a motion authorizing public confirmation consensus vote for the purchase of 3 city lawn.
Morris, is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Brooks, second by Lewis. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden. Trustee Folger.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Mayor Rudis.
I concur.
Mayor Rudis.
Votes aye. Item F2G, I'd like to have a motion to table this until September. The Illinois Chiefs Association would like to be present.
So moved.
Moved by Lewis, second by Thompson. Roll call.
Lewis and Thompson or Lewis?
Lewis and Thompson.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Both
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Mayor Rudis. Mayor Rudis.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk. All right.
Tabling this too.
Yes, ma'am. We have a grand celebration for those good gallant officers of ours, absolutely. Item F2H, first, second, and third reading, an ordinance approving a closeout of the redevelopment TIF 5 with Dart Solo Cup. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Moved by Thompson, second by McFadden. Is that right? Oh, Lewis. I'm sorry.
Who was the motion?
Thompson, second by Lewis.
Quick question, what was the, I didn't see the amounts.
It's,
Did you,
the, $11,956,513.
okay, sorry, $11,096.
$6,513.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Mayor Rudis.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that is ordinance 2024-11.
All right, thank you so much. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park from June 26, 24 through 17th of July, 2024. General Fund 596, 266 and 4. Road and Bridge 1,000. Town Center Fund 3,442 and 57. Capital Project Fund 14,107.07. TIF 557, 508.75. Payroll Fund 340304 with a grand total of 622,584.97. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis, second by McFadden. Question by Thompson.
Are these bills already paid? No. Which ones are not already paid?
I'm sorry.
Which ones are not already paid?
All of them are not paid, I believe, with the exception of the newsletter, which was $4,800, I believe.
None of these are paid. That's what you're saying.
So I just want to make
Just the newsletter.
Go ahead.
Only the newsletter is not paid.
Contractors, anything, no.
So I just want to make a mention when it comes to these bills payable, is that certain things are presented on bills payable for the sake of transparency, but in reality, some of them don't have to be there. Agreed to by the board, anytime that there's a utility bill or a payment, insurance and things of those natures, those are necessity bills that actually don't have to come to the board, but as I stated, for the sake of transparency, we do that to provide people with ability to see what's being paid up. But that's just a future, for the record, a future reference to people know that certain obligations don't actually have to be on this black and white. All right? Okay, go ahead, Jill. What else you got?
So I see a bill on here for the for $2,400 from Comcast for the golf club. I didn't understand what that was for. Let me just make the list. That'll save us a little time. And then I see the mosquito management company on here for $18,000.
Right.
But this bill is dated, the invoice date is 5/27/24, and then the due date is 7/3. So it looks like it might be past due, but I don't know unless he comes in the middle of the night. I have not seen a mosquito truck this whole summer. Then also, then also I see a water bill for the cable TV station that has been uninhabitable for years. Then I see glasses, I'm sorry. Then I see a lot of past due bills for the water company. And then I see some exorbitant fees for vehicles. And then one I didn't understand was that $111,000 payment to the Illinois Department of Transportation. And it says was that our local share, or what was it for? I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
That was for an IDOT project. I believe it was from 2018 or 19, and they gave us a bill. And I did confirm that was for a past portion of an IDOT project.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I have questions about this Everbridge digital marketing, I think just with the police department, and this is the alert system. Is that what this is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the reverse 911. That's the service that the village entered into a contract with over a dozen years ago, and it's for what you expect it to be, reverse 911. In case of a large emergency, a tornado, something like that, we can dispatch out and call everybody in the village and alert them.
Okay. That's a yearly contract? Is that yearly?
It's yearly.
So this past storm period, is this a time period that we should have got those calls?
Because
I know it wasn't actual tornado, but just over in the area, even when the siren goes off and everything, shouldn't we be utilizing this? Isn't this what we're paying for?
We can. It's generally used for if the tornado is touching down near here or we're in the path. Severe storms, not so much. But because the tornado wasn't near here, we were never in the path, the system didn't activate.
Okay, but if it was like a tornado, I see it's a lot of different things that I read.
Yeah.
Different alerts,
Yeah.
police alerts, Amber alerts, all these type of things.
It can be useful.
Okay, because I've never received. So what is the process? Do everybody have to sign up for it, or what? What is it?
Right now, the system is supposed to, because to my knowledge, it's never been activated here in the village.
Right, because I've never received anything.
Right. It's supposed to gather all the phone numbers in the footprint, and those numbers that are in the footprint of the village, it's supposed to be able to grab those numbers and go out. Ask for what to sign up for. I don't have that information, anything that you specifically signed for. But the way it was explained to me when I got here, that it's supposed to grab the phone numbers from all the phones in the footprint.
So you said it wasn't activated? It wasn't...
No, the system was, the village entered into a contract over a dozen years ago.
Right.
All right, so this has been in place, but to my knowledge, it's never been used. It's never been activated. It's never been used to call out to the village,
right,
to my knowledge. When we got the contract, we got the bill, we reached out to Everbridge to ask how many times it's been activated, how many times it's been used. And to my knowledge, it's never been used.
So, and this is something that we pay every year. So I definitely, since this is the first time I'm seeing it, and I definitely would love to start hearing alerts, police activity. We should be getting calls, because if this has been, we've been paying for it all this time, and I think this is something we asked for. Whatever needs to be done, I really think we need to start, we definitely need to start utilizing this, especially since I see the price. I mean, that we have a contract for it.
What page are we on?
Huh?
What page is that on?
I don't have the pay. I just did a print screen, so I'm sorry. It was with Everbridge.
Okay.
It's in alphabetical order on page 1.
Yeah, because I just did a print screen. I don't have the paper, so I'm trying to go through it through the phone.
Trustee, it would be on your second page on your screen.
Yeah, I just did my print screen, so I'm not going through the page. Next one is the first insurance. This is a new insurance. What is this for, Ms. Scott?
First insurance, that's our insurance.
First insurance funding, isn't that I haven't seen that name. Is it a different name?
No, that's our insurance.
That's the word, okay. Okay, maybe I just didn't see it.
Thank you.
Just a couple things. Okay, that was it for...
Oh, I just realized Greenfield's Paul, he did get his check.
That's it for me.
Chief, question, with the Everbridge system, can you do, I know like at work when we do tests, can you all just do a test to the residents and just send out a message? I don't know if it costs, just asking, but in case of emergency or shooters or whatever, at my job, what they do is they send blast tests out, then they don't tell us, just to see if we know what exits to go to. Is it possible to have like a test alert to the residents so they know that they're in the system to receive a message or an alert?
I can talk with them to see how it goes. However, I would caution, I don't know if we remember last year that an alert went out for something that happened in Bowling Grove. And citizens here got some of those alerts.
Yeah, I did.
People flipped out.
Okay.
Even though it didn't happen anywhere here, it said it was in Bowling Grove. A lot of citizens panicked, a lot of citizens really got upset. So before we did something like that, we would have to make sure we notify everybody ahead of time. I know it seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, notify.
We have to notify everybody ahead of time to let them know they're going to get notified.
Yeah.
So we would have to plan that out, and I would talk with them. There's some other technical aspects that I can talk to you offline about it, that rather than take up a whole lot of time, some technical aspects that I think you want to hear.
So Chief, so as a state of Illinois employee, we have Siren. So Siren, we get notices about, don't we, Bernice, about snow, or a severe thunderstorm, earthquake. They have an earthquake test. It's a test. We know it's a test. just what do you do when the earthquake comes? What do you do when the tornado comes? And it's promoted as a test, just like on TV on Tuesdays, our emergency broadcast system. Could it be something like that?
Could be. Now, to be sure, this is not just the police department.
Yes.
That's fire.
Police department.
Yes, for everything.
So I am not the only one that has control of the system.
Right.
Okay. But it can be used for those type of things. But again, there's some technical stuff that if you want to talk about offline, so you can be really informed about it.
Also, can you include, I'm just asking, just off the top of my head, like the IT person? Because they know a lot about our system. They know what's in there, to make sure he's included. So we know, and at least he's aware.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I have.
All right, anybody else? Roll call, Madam Clerk. Oh, Trustee Brooks.
Right, so the mosquito, is that for, are they out there or is that past due we paying? Because
I just asked about them myself, about Clark mosquito.
They are or they not?
They are.
They are? Okay, can you tell them come over by the Farmview area? Because they MIA. Okay. The next question, I think a trustee, that they asked about a credit card. Did you get your statements?
And I did tell Trustee Thompson that the other day when she was in my, I just haven't gotten, we usually get it around the 20-ish, like literally a few days before the board meeting. I haven't gotten it yet, but as soon as I get it, I have no issue with attaching that in the Dropbox along with the other documents.
Okay. All right, I yield my time.
All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes no.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Trustee Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye to pay the bills. All right, that does the bills payable. Got Chief, got a report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Village Board, and citizens. I just have a couple of items to talk about. As is the police department's normal operations, we liaise with various businesses, helping them to reduce shrinkage, workplace violence, and to better protect their assets. We conducted chat with the chief. We spoke on summer safety tips. You can also check our Facebook page and the village board, in the village page on some of those safety tips on how to have a safe summer for you and your family and your loved ones and your friends. We continue to integrate new technology into the police department. As you know, technology is a force multiplier. It allows us to be in more than one place at one time, and we'll continue to integrate it, and we'll continue to explore and test out new technologies that allow us to get more bang for our buck. In June of 2024, the police department answered 690 calls for service. On a happy note, the police department, we hired a new police officer. He started in field training. He will be presented to the board at our next formal board meeting in September. And so I'd like you all to graciously welcome you. See him around. He's a nice, very good, experienced, and young police officer. And so when you see him around, please make sure you speak to him.
What's his name?
His name is Brendan Davis. Young man, grew up nearby. He didn't grow up in town, but he grew up very close by the town, and he knows the town very well. And I'll be honest with you, some of you guys may know him because he said he frequented town a lot when he was in high school.
Oh, he must have had a girlfriend around here.
Well, I wasn't going to say all that. I wasn't going to get the young man in trouble and have somebody's daddy looking for him. Did also want to comment on the 4th of July. I was here for the 4th of July operations from in the morning till 1 in the morning. Things were a little frisky out there, but I can assure you that the towns around us were in a much worse shape. We did have some areas where they were quite persistent, and the people were being smart. They'd fire off, you know, and so, but we did write quite a few citations. I did have double digits citations, 11. $750 a piece. We did have one family that said, oh, since you wrote us this ticket, we might as well keep going, at which point we explained to them, all right, go right ahead, I'm gonna sit right in the car, and the moment that you fire off some more fireworks, that's another $750 ticket. So it can get expensive, but it's meant to deter things. I think my team did well. Unfortunately, we had some people that night also that partied a little too hard, and unfortunately, we had to make some arrests that night, not just for fireworks, but for other things. Things was hopping. I was here. I think my guys actually got a kick out of seeing me running around answering all these calls. I went back and looked at the call log. I answered more calls than they did, you know. I think they did that on purpose, but it was good. We got a real good team here. So I also want to talk about the upcoming matters. We got a chat with the chief coming up on the 25th. It'll be at the University Park Public Library. Please come on out. We're going to talk about a few things. We're still in our planning stages. However, the police department, along with the village and the Mayor's Office of Special Events will be conducting our 2024 edition of National Night Out, August 6th. It'll be here at 5:30, 6 o'clock, right here in front of 90 Town Center where it was last year. Please come out. There will be activities for children, there will be food, and there will be services. Remember, we always want to make sure that we bring services to help the citizens because everybody's going through something and we always want to help them out.
We ran out of food last year.
Well, you know, some people went back for, okay, we'll work on that. Recruiting is ongoing. Again, you know, any young police officers that want to change the scenery and want to come out to this wonderful village and work for this wonderful police department with their wonderful police officers and their wonderful chiefs, send them on out this way. We're looking. I also want to let the board know that the South Suburban Association Chiefs of Police, which I sit on the executive board, will be having our annual golf outing fundraiser August 1st at Silver Lakes Golf Club. If you want to swing the clubs, come to me. We can get you some tickets. Also, we'll be, I don't know if this is a shameless plug or not, we'll be doing a drop the ball. For $10, you have a chance to win $1,000. It's whichever, they'll be dropping it from a fire truck, and the ball that gets closest to the hole, you got a chance to win $1,000. You know,
August the 1st.
August 1st. That's a good idea.
I would like to mention something, because I referred someone as a police officer.
Yes.
It still has the old police chief, not police chief, it has someone that's no longer police department to send your reference to, so your application to, so that needs to be changed going on.
Yes, ma'am. We'll go ahead and look at that. All right. And also, I'd like to finish my report with reminding our citizens, make sure you lock your doors and cars. Don't leave any valuables in sight. Let's not give the ne'er-do-wells and the criminal element a reason or something to do to break into your houses or break into your cars. I believe that's the end of my report. If you have any questions, by all means, please see me after the meeting. I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vargas.
Good evening, everybody, or should I say good night. I have a few things, and then I'll get into detail on one of the statements that I will be making. Public Works has continued our tree removal and trimming with a total of 26 trees removed. I have been in communication with fence masters regarding the fence repair located at our Public Works garage, which should begin repair this upcoming Monday, the 22nd. The village manager and I have met with Verkada Cameras regarding camera installation set up at our firehouse, Public Works, and golf course gas pumps. Public Works put out banners for PD's National Night Out, which Police Chief stated is taking place August 6th. A total of 3 mowers have been purchased, 1 for the golf course and 2 for Public Works. I have talked with Wisconsin Lighting Lab regarding delivery of our street light poles, which should be arriving in 2 weeks, as it was on back order. DPW plans to begin installation as soon as the poles arrive. I've talked with M&M Home Remodeling Services regarding the roof leaks at Village Hall and Unit 90. All repairs were made on 7/16, which was yesterday. We have also extended our branch pickup this week due to the heavy storm. The village manager, mayor, and I met with the Ontario Group regarding current and future projects. I myself also met with Ontario Group as well as with Calumet City Plumbing in regards to Sandra and Burnham Drive, which is also known as the sinkhole location. We are in the works of coming up with a solution. There is what we are recommending, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have Ontario Group here and the village managers. It is a temporary fix that we can do that wouldn't necessarily benefit us. What I mean by that is we have 2 locations, as the board can see on all the paperwork that our village manager passed out. One is the head wall, which is the beginning of the beginning of the pipe run. That is a corrugated metal pipe that's running east down Sandra right before Black Hawk. And we have an occurring sinkhole that's just getting bigger and worse as we speak. We did receive a quote just for repair on that sinkhole itself. That repair, I believe, was quoted at $75,000, and that's just repair, I would say, the section of the sinkhole and about 4 feet in each direction, which is basically a temporary fix. That's not even including the inflow creek section. That one was quoted, I believe, at $17,000, if I'm not mistaken, and that would bring us to a total of about $85,000. I may be wrong on the exact number. Don't hold me to that, but it's roughly about that. And that would not guarantee the solution of it being fixed. What I mean by that is that would only repair both sections that are damaged. There's still a huge section that's in the middle that can possibly be damaged as well, that can possibly cause another sinkhole. So what we are suggesting is we cover this project as Sandra East, which would take place a little, I believe I can't keep in mind the exact footage of before the inflow creek, as you see on the pictures itself here, and we'll tackle all the way up to Black Hawk Drive, guaranteeing that this gets fixed the right way. I know it may seem like we're delaying the process, but we are just trying to find the right solution for this fix and see what's the best fix, not only for the residents, but for the village ourselves. This, once again, I said, we plan on tackling as Sandra Drive East. Now, we are aware that that might take a little while. We were in talks earlier before the board meeting in regards to what we can do until that gets approved. One of the suggestions was actually getting a metal plate to put over that section of the pothole just for a temporary, for right now, until we can get the approval of getting everything fixed as the Sandra East project. And of course, maybe rerouting our pace buses so that way there's not that much heavy traffic going in that direction, and as well as leaving some of our barricades up as well. I'm open to any questions or concerns regarding that. Does anybody have any questions or concerns regarding that at the moment?
I was just gonna talk about maybe that, I don't know how feasible it is for the street to be blocked, because you said it's getting worse as the day goes, so I don't know, I guess you would have to talk to the bus people,
Yes, we would have to get in communication with Pace. It's not necessarily blocking off the road, it's just rerouting all the heavier traffic. So majority of all our heavier vehicles, so that we're not damaging the road as much.
Are we in danger as even just cars or other smaller trucks go through? Is that potentially going to make it worse?
No, so we have the left lane that's open on Sandra Drive, as seen if you drive past, just because of what's barricaded now. With us putting the metal plate in place of where the barricades are, that's going to be able to open the lane a little bit more wider, so to prevent more traffic to be able to pass through. But once again, we would try to limit all of our heavier vehicles and try to reroute them.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
There's one thing I did forget in my report. Can I just take? Go ahead. All right, I'm sorry again. This is Chief Mitchell. Also, I want to say to the citizens, please, if you haven't already done so, buy your village stickers. The police department has been actively and aggressively enforcing the village sticker ordinance, and we've written hundreds of village stickers. You still have time to go purchase them. I do believe that the cost is going up, but it's still better than getting that ticket and have to pay those fines. So I just want to remind that to the citizens. Please go out, purchase your village stickers, and also make sure that you properly display them. We found that a lot of citizens have purchased their stickers, but they're not putting them on their cars. So we want to make sure that that's out there.
And the proper place for those stickers to be displayed, Chief?
It's on if you're sitting in your car, it's to the right side on the windshield. If you're facing the car, it's to the left side on your windshield.
All right.
Chief,
Ma'am.
do they need to still remove the old stickers before putting new?
Yes, according to the IVC, you're supposed to remove all your old stickers, and also that makes it easier for the officers to see your village stickers.
Yeah, because I've seen cars with 4 or 5 stickers.
Saturated, huh?
Yes, saturated.
It looks like a biker's patch jacket, with all those stickers on there.
You got to order some stickers, the ones you always get. All right, Ms. Jenkins?
Hold on, I just had a question for
I'm sorry.
Chris, Mr. Vargas. So I know we saying, I see that it's not advised to do the temporary, which I wouldn't want to do the temporary fix for Sandra. So the goal is to try to do a permanent fix, which is now the Sandra East project, right? So is that something that will be done this year?
From my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Village Manager, it's a total of 3 months, correct?
We're going to try to do it as fast as possible, and that's looking at about 3 months.
90 days.
In total, before it's completed or before you start?
No, we're going to start in about 3 months.
Oh, in 3 months, starting 3 months. So where we at?
So would it be good to have a temporary steel plate over there?
Yes, that's...
Okay, all right.
Put a temporary steel plate, but we're also going to talk about reaching out to Pace just to reroute the traffic.
So in the meantime, in between time, the whole plan is to make sure that it's done before the cold weather gets here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It said 3 months.
All right, guys, good work, This is a legislative branch up here. You guys do this stuff. Thank you.
I got one more thing just to finalize. Please be on the lookout for our Community Cleanup Day, which will be taking place on August 3rd. Public Works also continues all ongoing village upkeep, which consists of street sweeping, patching, branch removal, and trash pickup, and park maintenance. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, please contact Public Works. Thank you.
All right.
Here's your flyers. Save the date.
Yes, that was created by our wonderful Neva. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Jenkins, not Niva.
Good evening, Mayor Board. How are you this evening?
Good.
My report involves for Village Communications, the marketing and creation of the Mayor's Office of Special Events Back to School Parade and Celebration. I've been working with the mayor on that. The website is up for the Back to School webpage, has been updated for 2024, which includes the creation of the digital forms for the parade registration, the school supply registration, the vendor registration, and the actual parade route, which was supplied by the fire department last year. It's just a change of date because the route hasn't changed. As well as marketing flyers for the school supply donation flyer for the Motown Classic Car Show. We're asking for school supply donations for the next event on August the 11th. We've had several updates to the website, which includes all the events posted on the digital calendar, the police department's National Night Out, and the blood drive. I also have an intern, Tamaya Hall. She's a senior at Crete-Monee High School for the next 6 weeks, so she's been working in the office with me as well. I've been assisting with the golf course on staffing issues on various events, contracts, supply ordering, and seeking out training assistance for Golf Now. Recently had a quick tutorial on the electronic sign and has been most recently updated with current events. And of course, as Chris just mentioned, the Department of Public Works is having their community cleanup, helped assist with him with his marketing, flyer, social, and there's a digital media form for any individuals or groups or organizations that want to sign up for the community cleanup on August the 3rd. And last but not least, the newsletter. Newsletter finally came out to all of the zip codes in the University Park area, which did include businesses. It's 24 pages. And yeah, I'm really proud of that because that took a lot of work.
Good job.
Yes. I don't mind saying that. I'd like to thank the village manager, Elizabeth Scott, for trusting me with the project and basically saying, get it done. And so we're going to be looking at some other options. I'm going to be creating this in a digital fashion for people who either have overlooked the newsletter or want to refer back to it later. And that's my report. Oh, and upcoming projects are the Quick Trip
Ribbon
cutting tomorrow morning, village community-wide cleanup, and the back-to-school parade celebration on the 17th, Saturday, August 17th.
What time is the ribbon cut? 10 a.m. 10 a.m. All right, thank you.
Be there, be square. Ms. Baker? Thank you, Ms. Jenkins.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, Board of Trustees, media. The Finance Department has been working diligently to reconcile outstanding dues, collaborating to ensure timely and accurate processing of vendor invoices, being strategic in managing the payable flow, workflow platform. I truly want to take this time out to first off thank the BM for allowing me to have the department that I have in running stuff, so I'm thankful for that. But I'm also more so thankful for my staff. Marlindra, I want to take the time to recognize her as well. I appreciate her contributions. Within the Finance Department, we have been proactively identifying areas for process improvement within our daily finance operation, implementing solutions that in return will benefit us both as a department for a healthy turnaround for the village. So I'm more so thankful for that. IMRF reconciliation reports to ensure data collection completion. The Finance Department has been working to verify employee pension plans, effective date, and corrective ID numbers. We're taking these extra measures to ensure employees that plan to retire receive the correct benefit coverage applied to their account. And to those who are no longer serving within the village, their account status is updated accordingly. Continuing with our metro collection and our bank deposit, adhering to our weekly schedule, the goal is to have each collection station serviced for maintenance. This will better assist the collection process. Some stations are extremely difficult to open, and providing some sort of upkeep will prevent any injury of any kind, so that is one of the goals that we're wanting to do. We can't replace right now, but providing that maintenance will suffice. The Finance Department is persistent in the completion of their day-to-day operations, meaning completing the bi-weekly payroll process and timely payroll disbursements, while maintaining compliance with federal, state, and local regulations. We've been assessing and just trying to get a handle on escalating payroll issues and discrepancies, getting those resolved in a timely manner. Also maintaining accurate and the completion of financial reporting. The Finance Department had the pleasure of meeting with vendors alongside of our VP Scott, as well as Kasperic, and also assisting with the budget submission process and inquiries of our department staff. Upcoming financial events, Finance Department events, is our goal is to achieve early submission of 2025 budget proposal in August for board approval.
Thank you, Mrs. Baker. Thank you so much. Good report.
Good evening, Mayor, Board, most importantly, the residents. Held a meeting with PACE to start back with the shelter ads. We currently have 11 PACE bus shelters, and some of the past revenues were in 2015, $88,594, 2016, $7,679, 2017, $5,744. It went down a little every year, just due to, I guess, the contract that PACE had with the subcontractor, but we're getting ready to get that back rolling. So that'll be a little bit of an additional revenue stream. I didn't add that into the budget. I don't want to do it till we actually realize that. Happy 55th birthday to Governor State University. Big props to them. Tonight, they're celebrating in Park Forest on the Village Green for an exclusive tent event to celebrate. Hoping that we would be able to make it, but the meeting went on too long, so that was this evening from 5 to 9 in downtown Park Forest. On July 2nd, I held a meeting with Illinois Public Risk Fund, which is IPRF, regarding loss control for the village. I'll be attending an interactive program on the 30th and also for HR managers to assist in developing a safety program to keep employees safer, reduce injuries and lost time, excuse me, and to effectively develop a proactive safety culture within the Village Hall. I'm currently reviewing gap analysis forms, and gap analysis is basically just a method to assess how well an organization is meeting its goals to identify gaps that need to be addressed. So like floor maintenance, OSHA required training and inspection, lifting basics, etc. We're putting together a traffic plan I discussed, so we're not going to go into that, but dealing with Sandra. We have a new superintendent that's overseeing the golf course grounds, which now you can see that they're coming along. We've had a birthday party there, a wedding reception, which I've attended both, and we also had a meeting for an upcoming golf event for next month. The service line warranty program is out. I've been getting calls from residents. You may have gotten some stuff in the mail. Somebody said, oh, I thought it was a scam because it had the logo, but that's because they want to let you know that it is something that they're doing for the village and that it's village approved.
Yes.
So there are some of these pamphlets here at the desk. Sometimes I wish I could announce this stuff in the beginning because this is a great program. I plan on
I signed up already.
them come out at the next committee of the whole in September because I think we need to keep repeating it to the residents. So he was so gracious to say that he would come back out to explain the program again and answer any questions that anyone has. They do have a number on there, but please read through that pamphlet. It's really beneficial to the community. I had a meeting with Attorney Murphy just to go over some future annexation of several properties. I think it's about 4 to 6 properties that we've looked at. And we also met, the Finance Department met with representatives from Civic Systems Software, which is a subsidiary of Baker Tilly, where they performed a demonstration of functions of their software. I think it's amazing software. Our software so you can go in and actually be able to see the bills. Also, I'm preparing to submit a grant through the EPA. I held a meeting with Reggie Greenwood, who is over the CSEDC, and we're doing a partnership agreement with them. We were hammering out, I met with Jonathan Flowers as well, hammering out some of the village economic details. We're going to have some more EV station in there, sidewalk and underpass. We're fixing the underpass, that's going to be included in this EPA. Emergency shelter, possibility of also including that in the grant. So I'm trying to get this together because the grant submission will be August 1st, so that's creeping up on me. Certain things I have to have I'm getting together as far as just like the village historical grant performance, village plans for maintaining and sustaining improvements, because they want to know. When you get this money, they want to make sure that we have plans in place so that we're able to maintain them. We've been holding special TOD financing study stakeholder meetings with various businesses. I think the one most recently was with Sweet Life that's located in the industrial, and also with the school district to find out what they'd like to see in the community and how we can partner to provide mutual support for the development of the TOD. I thought it was really insightful to hear what the businesses have to say. We will hold a finance meeting tomorrow at 6:30 at 90 Town Center. We will be reviewing the budget. The budget has been submitted to the board and the finance committee. I do plan, once that is done, to hold a public meeting, which we will be publishing for the budget, and I will be placing on the agenda for September a first reading for the budget. So thank you so much and have a good night.
Hey. All right, thank you. Trustee Thompson.
I want to kill y'all. I'm going to read it, though. That way I'll go faster. Good evening, residents, board, and mayor. I want to thank all the residents who came out to the June 25th meeting to make their concerns known for the record and to make their voices heard. Just know, residents, you have power when you stand for justice and when you speak out for what's right. Keep coming to meetings. Keep paying attention to what's real and not the smoke and mirrors. Don't take everything at face value. Dig a little and ask questions until the answer makes sense and you are satisfied. I'm hearing the mayor say villages are not businesses in the business of running golf courses, but Illinois has 193 plus municipal golf courses. He also says villages don't run town centers or real estate. Many towns own real estate that anchors the town or provides land for public services. Keep your eyes open. I also see inquiries into having a park district again. There are so many complicated moving parts to starting a park district. Mountains and stacks of money would be required, not necessarily from the state or grants, but from you, the taxpayer. We have more important priorities to attend to before that can reasonably happen. I could make a list, but I won't because you live here and you know what needs to be done first. I also want to address the reason why I frequently vote no to pay the bills. Reason number one, I will not vote for bills that have already been paid. Even at home, we review our bills before we pay them. Number two, I don't always get the invoices in enough time to review them properly before the meeting. Three, I do not want to be accountable for expenses that are not allowed by law. Number four, I don't even know how much money we have in the bank. So if we don't know how much money we have in the bank, how do we know what bills we can pay? Now, on a lighter note, I'm almost done. New Hope Christian Community Church in Moni is going full speed ahead with the Senior Cafe, which runs Monday through Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. The cafe is open to seniors age 60 and over who live in University Park, Park Forest, Moni, Steger, Peatone, Beecher, and Crete. It's not only lunch, but it also includes fun and interesting activities. Stay tuned for more information as the committee is working on transportation for those who need to get there. Reach out to me if you need more information. Thank you. Keep paying attention, stay safe, and remember, ask as many questions as you need to ask.
Trustee.
Could you?
I got it.
Trustee Williams, you got something tonight?
Okay, yes, I want to say, first of all, thanks to everyone that came out today. I went to the baseball celebration that we had for our teams here in University Park, Crete, Monique, and it was really nice. They, Trustee Fulcher and David Savier, along with Mark Hertz and the other coach, did a good job in celebrating our young people. So that was a nice event that I got to attend. I also went to a grocery summit that we had here in this room. It was really nice. We got to talk about why shoppers don't always shop in the stores anymore. What can we do to get a store in our community? So I got to attend that, and I also got to talk with one of the ladies who's very interested, her family, in putting the store here on a Zoom call. So I'm excited because they like what they see. They came out here Sunday to the car show. They got to see the units and what have you, and it looks very, very promising.
Say what?
It looks very promising. So I'm so excited that I got to participate in that summit and got to speak with them in that meeting. And then she called me separately. We got to talk. So it looks very good. Also, I'm a member of CCC, the Concerned Citizens Committee. I was in the meeting this past Saturday, and we are doing a membership drive. So anyone that wants to know more about the community, wants to participate, we meet every second and fourth Saturday right down there by PK Pantry. You can't miss us, the red and blue, and you're going to hear a lot of point of order. That's Mr. Lovelace. Also, I want to mention about the National Night Out on August 6th. My goddaughter, she's beautiful, Keisha Kitching. She does an excellent job, as I'm sure Chief Mitchell can concur. And it's going to be fabulous this year. She's put a lot of things together. Everybody needs to come out to that. Also, I wanted to mention that, you know, we all went to court to hear about what the judge had decided about Aqua. And even though we didn't get the answer that day, he's mulling it over. We're still, you know, waiting with bated breath to see just what happens. But I want to say this, because there have been some lies told, and particularly on myself and Trustee Karen Lewis. And I'm really fed up with it because I've seen it on Nextdoor, and someone, probably in this room even, had to plant that seed for a resident to be saying that I and Karen Lewis met with the judge and talked with him, discussed with him, negotiated with him. Untrue. That day when me and her went to court, along with the village manager, the mayor, we and the attorney, he showed up, Bert Odelston. We did not meet. We did not get to talk. We did not get to discuss. It's a courtroom. At all. They're in a private chamber, for God's sake, for 4 hours. We're sitting there bored because the bailiff has told us, hey, no phones, don't do this, don't do that. So we're sitting. We didn't communicate with them. So the devil is a liar. We didn't meet with them. We didn't agree to what they're saying was agreed to. We were just like the rest of us when we all went down there together. We sat, we heard the judge come out and speak his piece, what he decided on, case closed. That was it. So I'm not going to keep having to hear this lie being spent around on me and trying to assassinate my character, because I know what I've been doing for Aqua, and I doubt if anyone else in this room can say the same. So I just want to put that fire out, and I hope that we get whatever result that God is willing to give us. I pray His will be done. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Trustee McFadden.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I would like to remind everyone about Faith Movers Church, Faith Martin, to come out and get your food and everything. They do this every Saturday, so please come out and get what's available for you. And secondly, on Sunday, it will be Pastor Moses B. Herring's 25th year preaching anniversary, and I would like to invite everyone to come out and join us for church Sunday at 11 a.m. at 425 West Exchange here in University Park. That's it.
What's the occasion again, Trustee?
It's Pastor Moses Herring's 25th preaching anniversary.
Okay, gotcha. I know Faith Movers does phenomenal work in our community.
Yes.
Awesome church. Trustee Fulcher.
I'd like to just say thank you all for coming out today, coming to the board meeting. Those that are still here, thank you for staying. Don't have much to say as today, but a lot of stuff that's been addressed. Again, something like what Trustee Thompson said, just keep an eye on things, have questions, make sure you reach out to your trustees, to the village manager, to the board, to the mayor, to get those answers. I wish all of those that might have had trees that fell or anything that occurred during the storm, a lot of people suffered some, not to say home damage or damage to themselves, but they might have had some home damage, not just here in University Park, but throughout the entire state of Illinois. It was a lot of trees down, poles down, electricity has been out. So, just to pray for those individuals and those households and homes. Although I'm not a supporter, but I'm glad I did not see an assassination on the television. So that is something that is not for us in our community, in our state, in our country. So I am glad that the person was not assassinated, as they say, or shot on television. And that's not the violence we need, and that's not the violence we want to promote. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent. We're all citizens, we're all one. So I just want to make sure that I know these conventions are out here, and Illinois, Chicago's going to have their convention coming out soon. So I just want to just speak peace in the air, and that there's no type of retaliation or anything like that. So that's the end of me.
All right, very good. Trustee Karen Lewis, last but not least. You got good stuff.
Is it on? Hello? Okay, so as she was saying, speaking peace, let me speak my piece as far as Aqua is concerned. We didn't meet with the judge. We didn't sit in the room for 4 hours to make a decision. That was done. We sat on the bench waiting for the judge and the attorneys to come out and speak what was talked about in the back of the room. Also, along with that, residents, did you get a notice of public forums? I noticed that Aqua sent out a letter. The forum is held in Crystal Lakes on July 29th and Bourbonnais on August the 1st. It says, the forums are being held for the purpose of receiving public comments concerning the purpose change in Aqua Illinois' rate schedule for water, wastewater service that is pending before the Illinois Commerce Commission on docket number 24-0044. While one or more members of the Illinois Commerce Commission might attend, a commission staff member serving as a public forum officer will preside. Any questions or concerns regarding the public forum may be directed to Jim Zalanarik, I think that's his last name, Illinois Commerce Commission at 217-785-5278. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Aqua Illinois' customer service letter. Did anyone receive this letter? it just amazed me that they don't have a public forum here in University Park, but they want you to go all the way to Crystal Lake or Bourbonnais. But I still say we should show up in Bourbonnais because that's right down the street on August the 1st on a Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now that's this letter. Enough of Aqua on that. The Mayor's Office of Special Events, Back to School Parade and Celebration. Save the date, August 17th, 2024. Parade lineup, 9 a.m. at 9 a.m. at 635 Olmsted Lane, University Park. 10 a.m. we kicking off the parade. Be there and be lit, okay? As the kids say, be lit, get ready, get, okay? Back to school activities. We're gonna have inflatables, a live band, face painting, bring your chairs, giveaways. For more information, contact the Mayor's Office of Special Events, 708-295-0812, and you can email us at www.universityparkillinois.com or bit.ly/upbacktoschool. That's that. Vendors, parade participants, we cordially invite you to join us to be a participant in our parade. I have forms right here that you can sign up for. There is a vendor's sheet and a parade entry sheet. Please give us a call at the number 708-295-0812. Thank you all, residents, for staying, and I hope you all join the parade on August 17th. And save the date from Mr. Chris, because everybody talking about cleanup. August 3rd, save that date so we can come out and clean up. That's my report, man.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for their wonderful reports. I'll keep mine very short. I just pray that every family has a very safe and remaining of the summertime. Be safe, conscientious, keep your head on a swivel, and teamwork makes the dream work. Come out and do something different in your community. Join us for some of the festivities and events. I'm really looking forward to our back-to-school event, National Night Out. Let's change the stigma of this community from transformational change, from the Flintstones to the Jetsons. And on that mode, may I have a motion for adjournment, please? Second. All in favor? Opposed? Have a phenomenal evening. We're going to have some really cool weather. You can open up your windows and let some natural air in. Oh, this was a long meeting. Felicia, I told